Welcome back to Moose on the Loose. My name's David, and today's top stories here. We've got international students making demands to the Liberal government. They want Justin Trudeau to change the rules back so they can all flood into Canada. And for some reason, they let them into Parliament and get the mic to make these demands. Not only that, they're filling the streets, calling for their demands to be met. Protesting has been going on now for 45 days. Let's jump into this. We got this one that says Canadian international student protesters list their demands in advance of deportation. We came here with a dream for a good life. No, you came here for school.
The dream of many foreign students in limbo. As CTV's Adrian Gobriel reports, hundreds of thousands may have to leave the country in the next year, impacting their futures and this country's.
The possibility of being swept out of Canada, now a painful reality for thousands of international student graduates on expiring work permits.
I have already invested so much on my education. I have paid $36,000 in my diploma.
Gore Kirad Kaur graduated with a biotechnology diploma from an Ontario college. She's currently working at a pharmaceutical company. Her work permit expires next year.
I don't want to live here illegally.
Kaur is one of more than 200,000 international students who've already graduated, who are at risk of losing their legal status in Canada when their work permits expire over the next 13 months.
I'm currently standing inside a tent encampment along a roadside near a busy highway. For the last 90 days, international student graduates have been sleeping here. You can see the pillows, sleeping bags, mattresses. There's bags of food and heaters. And they've been here protesting recent changes to the federal government's immigration policy.
An email from Immigration Canada in part says that postgraduate work permit eligibility parameters have been recalibrated based on human capital and labor market factors.
We came here with a dream of good life.
Are you concerned that you could be deported?
Yes.
Well, straight to the point. What it comes down to, the people who came here temporarily should leave. The ones who are highly valuable to our society should get to stay. That means getting rid of all of Justin Trudeau's buddies, all the car thieves, all the gangs, the goons, and the mobsters. Send them all back. We don't want them. Time to go. Justin lied. Now it's over. That's the truth of it. I drive by here at night every day. These people are not sleeping in tents. Nobody's there at night. Demands, lol. Tell me what position they're in to make any demands. It's true. They have no position to make demands. And temporary, don't forget that. They really don't have a lot of grounds to stand on here. They did come as temporary. Next up, we got this one from Brian Garrettson. It says, this is day 45 of international students protesting in Brampton, demanding they be allowed to stay in Canada. Good enough to work, good enough to stay. Apparently, that's all you need to do now to get into a country.
Long live, long live, long live! Long live, long live, long live! Long live, long live!
I don't know what to tell you guys. You came here temporarily and you got to go home. That's how it works. You don't get to just protest and wreak havoc in our streets. Get a jet ready and just come on, guys. Aren't students usually 18 to 23 years of age? Yeah, none of these people are 18 to 23 years of age. They all look like they're 55. Next up, we got this one here. These are people who are set to be kicked out of the country, and they're really pissed about it. As Brian Garrettson says here, Mark Miller just thinks these people are going to end up leave when their time in Canada comes to an end. They're using Liberal talking points against them. They're using loopholes in the system to figure out ways to stay.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Navjot Salaria. I came here in Canada in 2021 as an international student. After studying from York University, I got postgraduate work permit, and I started working in an IT company at a big bank. So I am one of 200,000 postgraduate work permit holders in Canada whose work permits are expiring in 2024 and 2025. International students were sold the Canadian dream by government, colleges, and their recruiters with the slogan, study, explore, work, and stay. Our families suffered everything, selling land, taking on debt, and paying high tuition fees to make this dream a reality.
This is really sad. I mean, think about that. If that's true, selling land, selling everything so their kids can go.
During COVID, we supported the economy by taking on essential and unsafe jobs many Canadians avoided and were not willing to take. Not only that, international students contribute $30 billion annually to Canada's economy through tuition, rent, and taxes. But recent changes to PR eligibility and the closure of some of the important provincial programs have left many of us in limbo.
How do they get access to this microphone? Can I just go up there and start rambling too? Like, really? Seriously? I get it. It sucks, but it's like, go protest Trudeau then. Go follow him around, heckle him. Get together thousands of you and follow around Trudeau or Mark Miller. Heckle them. They're the ones who did this to you. It's not Canadians.
The Trudeau government changed the goalpost without any regard for how it would affect many of us, without grandfathering current and former international students into the new policies.
Yeah, they changed the goalposts for us too. We're all living in a clown world now where everything costs double and our country sucks when it used to be amazing. We understand those goalposts were moved. It wasn't just for you.
International students with expiring work permits are now being forced to pursue other ways to stay in Canada, such as applying for visitor records, buying bonded labor contracts by LMIAs, re-enrolling to exploitative colleges, and in some cases applying for refugee claims.
This is crazy. You're basically just admitting to like exploiting the system, as Ryan Garrison said in the caption at the beginning. That's not how this works. You're supposed to go home afterwards.
Meanwhile, we are being scapegoated for housing and job crisis. We are labeled as criminals and frauds.
It's not scapegoating, it's just basic math. There's way too many of you guys. We didn't have enough houses. Blame Trudeau, Mark Miller, follow them around, Sean Fraser, heckle the heck out of them. We encourage you to do it, but we don't have houses for all of you. They shouldn't have let you guys in the first place. We don't have room. We're full.
So sometimes I just wonder that was it not long ago that international students were the solution to labor shortage and required for the growth of economy in Canada, and all of a sudden international students became the problem?
No, it's just a lie told by Justin Trudeau. He's basically using you guys to jack up the real estate prices because he has a real estate development company. That's what's going on here. Once again, go on Parleview, get his email address, follow where he is, heckle him.
So international students and migrant workers are humans too, who seek to live and work in dignity, just like any other Canadian.
Unfortunately, Justin Trudeau is screwing all of us over. I feel for these people, but there's nothing we can do. The only reason why they got jobs is because Trudeau and the gang was subsidizing their wages, knocking out locals from getting that same job. Why hire a Canadian when you can hire one of these people for 60% off? Doesn't take a high level of thought to figure it out. That's basically exactly from Mr. Stark here, Iron Man, telling it straight. There we have it. Non-Canadians making demands to the Canadian government. They have no grounds to make these demands. There's no reason why they should be making these demands. Yet somehow they're being allowed to make these demands. How long will this last before they get kicked out the door? Seems Mark Miller isn't going to be tracking it. Maybe this is their entire plan. They're hoping people just stay in the country and just pretend that they left the country. Once again, a problem that won't be solved until Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives kick these loser Liberals out of office.